Hey, what's up, guys? This is Ned Talks, the first one this year because the last one that I made was at the very last day of December last year. Today, I'm gonna be talking about something different, something that I know not everyone can relate to. Unlike the first few videos, of course, everyone had emotions, everyone had choices, New Year's resolutions, regrets. Those are things that people have. Those are things that people can relate to. This is different. I know I don't really have an audience, but I just want to share this out there. I love video games, and I've been playing video games for a long time. But my heart really fell in love with a game or a series or whatever. Fell in love with a game during this quarantine. Um, Today I'm gonna be talking about The Last of Us. Because, yeah, the hype is real. The hype is real. I pre-ordered the game. Today is release day. I hopefully will be able to receive the game in a few hours or so, and I will be able to play it tomorrow. Um, I'm talking about The Last of Us Part 2, by the way. But, okay. First of all, there has been a lot of hate about this game, mainly because of the story leaks, the video leaks. I mean, honestly, I've read the leaks, I've seen the leaks. It didn't really change how I felt about the game. Yes, I understand it's a story driven game, and some parts of the story that leaked, a lot of people didn't like. Me, on the other hand, I want to see the masterpiece that they made. Now, people are saying all of these reviews are paid, all of these reviews are against their will, they were not allowed to talk about a lot of things. Who are we to say that if we haven't even. No, I'm not saying that everyone should play it, but we can't speak for other people in the reviews that they make. Reviews are based on opinion. So, like, there could be a game wherein a lot of people love it, but you hate it. That's very possible. I'm not gonna name any games, but there have been games that everyone loves, but I don't like. Okay? So the release day is today. I've seen the leaks, I've read the leaks, I know what's gonna happen most of the parts. I don't know the full story, but I know some of it, and I'm excited to play the game. I'm very hyped to play the game. The main factor that I can give you as to why I'm not as pissed off as other people. I only started to play The Last of Us Part 1 last year when it was a free game for PS Plus. I was able to start the game. I got connected to the story, but I wasn't able to play it continuously because I did not have any time. You know, I play video games mostly in the morning because I have work in the afternoon. But during that time, when the game released, when the game was a free game at PS Plus last year, I wasn't able to play it. Mainly because of a few reasons. One being I don't like playing games, then taking a bath, then preparing for work. Because I feel like if you're attached to a game, you don't want to leave your spot. You don't want to cut it like, oh, I have to take a bath. Oh, I want to play more. Although I'm still working now, work from home, I'm I have more freedom to play the game and then stop and then work already. I don't have to prepare a lot of things. I don't have to travel. So I actually had the opportunity to play Last of Us Part 1 during this quarantine. I was able to finish that. I was able to finish 4 Uncharted games. Yeah. So Last of Us Part 1. I would say that the reason why I'm not as pissed off as other people, or I have no negative feelings about it, is because I didn't wait for the game to come out for 7 years. I understand people's disappointment because they waited for so long for this game. I literally played the game last year and finished it this year, like a few months ago. I'm, I fell in love with the series, but I didn't really wait that long for the next game. The reason why I haven't played it before is because one, we did not have a PS3, and two, we had our PS4 at around 2016, I believe. I'm not sure, but that by that time, that's when we started to have our. That's when we had our PS4, and I wasn't really open to playing those kinds of games. I mostly played only NBA and WWE, a bit of GTA. I wasn't really, because I didn't have the money to spend on buying games at the time. So that's why the PS Plus games, yeah, those are the games that we play without paying anything. So technically, I played The Last of Us plus Left Behind without paying anything. But okay, here we go. Um, what do I want to say about this? The story, the character development, the graphics, the gameplay, everything about the first game just screams masterpiece. And like, if this second game could deliver just like that, it doesn't even have to be so much better because that game was already good. Like, a lot of people are saying the gameplay of the first one is outdated. I played it last year and I felt fine. I think it depends on perspective. It depends on what types of games do you play. I don't really play a lot of games that involve shooting stuff. You know, when I play GTA, I have aim, assist, blah blah. But you know, I felt like the gameplay of the first one was pretty great, and like even if I play it right now, even if the second game will totally be like that, I would still love it. Now, Last of Us is linear. The story is just straight. You don't really get to make a lot of choices, and mostly some of the choices don't really affect what happens with the characters. Although it is like that, the good thing about that is that it feels like you're playing a movie. It feels like, yeah, this is bound to happen, but the ride, everything you have to do before you get to that point is really interesting. And you know, making this video, I'm already getting hyped because I really want to play the game. Um, yeah, I feel like you're playing a movie, you're playing a masterpiece, you're playing the lives of these people, and just the entire journey is just awesome. The first game was only a few hours long, but I played it for a long time because I wanted to explore every part of the map, and I didn't even get a lot of the collectibles. I explored a lot, but I didn't get a lot. So that speaks volumes as to how many things are in the game that I didn't discover. The Last of Us is the type of game that you want to watch others play. It's either you want to play it again or you want to watch others play it and see their reactions. That's why when I finished The Last of Us and Left Behind, I immediately on YouTube and watched FBE, I believe, play the game. And it's funny because different perspectives. You know, some of them are love to play video games. Others haven't played video games at all. It was interesting to see the perspective of those people. Particularly Rachel, who says Last of Us is the first video game that she has finished. It's amazing. That is an amazing way to play your first video game. But yeah, right now all I can think of is really I just want to play the game. Um, and yeah. So this second game, I'm not really gonna talk a lot about it because I don't want to spoil anything. But people say that there are flaws in the story or like it didn't do justice to the first one. I don't really know unless I really play it and then feel so disappointed. But the thing is, this is not a happy game. This is not a game that's supposed to be happy. They're living in a pandemic. They're living in this kind of messed up world. I think I could spoil some parts of the first game, but yeah, the entirety of Last of Us started with something tragic. It started with a tragic event, for crying out loud. Beginning of the story, it already tells you this is gonna be a wild ride. You're gonna be sad, you're gonna be disappointed, you're gonna be angry. You're not gonna feel great after playing this game. It's gonna be an amazing ride, but it's not gonna be a happy game. So like, coming into the second game, you already have that mindset that things will go bad from the beginning. And like if things go well, you would be happy, you would be relieved, but you wouldn't actually be surprised if bad things happen. It's like Uncharted. You already expect things to happen. You already expect these crazy cinematic situations that will happen to Nathan Drake. But yeah, it has a happy ending at the end of it. They don't really lose a lot of characters. Mostly in the entire series, I think they only lost, the bad guys. The good guys mostly live through most of it. But yeah, I feel like people have this expectation that this game is glorious and that these these protagonists went through hell in the first game and they're unstoppable. No bad things can happen to them. For me, I like to take it in every single bit of the storytelling of this game. I would take every bit of it in. The first game was a masterpiece. A lot of people are saying the second game is a masterpiece as well, but it comes with a lot of hatred. There is a divide. I wouldn't say that it's really a fair divide because I don't really know the scale of it, but there is a divide between fans of the game who hate this sequel and of course reviewers who are saying this is a masterpiece. So like games like that are the type of games that makes the gaming community great. It divides you in between. It's not a game where yeah, I love it. And it's practically hard to actually love a game that is story based. Yeah. Because everyone has different views in life. That's what's great about Last of Us. Is because it may be a fictional event, but it deals with serious issues. Trust, survival, being through it all and losing people you love. Those are real issues. And like Last of Us may be the farthest thing to being realistic because of course the infected and all of these things that are happening in the world. But survival, loss, trust, despair, all of those things are real. Those are real life issues. And like that's why it divides people in the middle. Because those are real life issues. And I know some will say, no, the narrative is just bad. It just didn't justify the first one. How could you say that if you're dealing with characters who have been through it all? That can change. Remember Joel, another spoiler. In the first game, he never wanted a mention of his daughter. Like, for the entirety of the game, every time his daughter was mentioned, he's trying to stay away from it because he doesn't want to remember that dark past. But in the end, he accepted that that is a part of his life that he needs to accept. I think gamers should accept it too. That sometimes it's not always the things we love that happen. Sometimes bad things happen. Sometimes things that we don't expect happen. Sometimes we feel it's not justified, and we are allowed to feel that way. But let us not ruin the experience of other people. I've seen some toxic comment sections on Facebook. I've seen some toxic comment sections on YouTube talking about, hey, this is what's gonna happen. You shouldn't buy that game because this will happen. Spoiler, spoiled the game for another person who doesn't want to be spoiled. Don't do that. We all have the right to enjoy what we want. So let us not ruin what other people would love to enjoy. That's all. This has been so long. I think I will review the Last of Us game after completing it. Make another video. I'm not gonna share this video with anyone. Hopefully with the Last of Us title, some of you might watch it, but hey, peace out. And happy gaming to those of you who will play the game. And please, for those who are trying to ruin the game for other people, stop. Let them enjoy. And then let them have their own ideas about it, okay? Bye-bye.